Have you ever hired someone whose resume arrived in the hands of a 7-year-old? The morning sun glinted off the mirrored facade of Apex Innovations as Lily Bennett stood at the foot of its revolving doors, her tiny frame swallowed by the building's vast scale. Dressed in her mother's tailored navy blouse and a neat pleated skirt, with honey blonde pigtails bobbing, she looked every bit the determined candidate, if only she weren't so small. In one hand, she clutched an oversized leather portfolio, in the other, a folded hospital visitor badge. Inside the lobby, suited executives drifted like currents across polished marble floors. Lily approached the reception desk on tiptoe, set the portfolio down, and cleared her throat. "Excuse me," she said, voice small but steady. "I have a 9 a.m. interview with Mr. Ethan Carter, Carla Newton, the receptionist," peered over her monitor. "Your mother's here with you?" Lily straightened her shoulders. "She can't come. She's at Cityview Medical. They took her last night. She has pneumonia. She asked me to bring her resume." Carla's confusion deepened. "Interviews work best when the candidate is present. My mom's unwell, but she really needs this position." Lily's blue eyes glistened, but her chin stayed high. "She's Rebecca Bennett." A tall man in charcoal gray paused nearby. Ethan Carter, CEO of Apex Innovations, was known across Chicago for ruthless efficiency and a clinical command of schedules. Hearing the receptionist's quiet mutter, "She thinks her daughter can stand in for her," he stepped forward. "Carla," Carter's deep voice carried across the marble. "What's happening?" Swallowing, Carla explained. Carter studied Lily, impeccable posture, steady gaze, and the calm collectedness of someone twice her age. He knelt to her level. "What's your name?" "Lily Bennett, sir." "And your mother?" "Rebecca Bennett. She's a project manager with 7 years' experience, PMP certified MBA from Lakeshore University. These..." Lily tapped the portfolio, opening it to reveal resume pages, certificates, and an attached bar chart. She improved her last employer's profitability by 20% in 6 months. Carter glanced at his watch, 8:47, and back at the child. Against every protocol, he felt an unexpected tug of interest. "Lily, come with me." Minutes later, they stepped into the corner office with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city. Carter waved toward a plush chair. "Let's hear your mother's pitch." Lily perched on the edge of the seat. Opening the binder with careful precision, she began, "My mom's worked in Agile for 5 years, managed budgets of up to $2 million, and led teams of 15. She designed a workflow system that reduced delivery times by 30%. Her references are here, one from Westlake Solutions, one from TerraTech Industries." Carter listened, arms folded, as Lily clicked through meticulously organized slides. The lobby clock ticked toward 9. At 8:59, he pressed the intercom. "Janet, cancel my morning meetings." When Lily finished, Carter rose and extended his hand. "Lily Bennett, I've conducted thousands of interviews, but never like this. Let's meet your mother." Lily smiled, missing front tooth gleaming. "Thank you, sir." As they headed toward the executive elevator, Lily called back over her shoulder, "Mom says I'm too young to drink coffee, but I know how to make it if you'd like." Carter laughed aloud, the first genuine laugh he'd uttered in years. He didn't yet know how profoundly this little stand-in would upend his world. But in that moment, the hardened CEO felt something stir, a curiosity and compassion he thought long buried. The Cityview Medical elevator dinged softly as Lily Bennett and Ethan Carter emerged onto the 4th floor. Lily glanced at the directory, then marched ahead with the confidence of a seasoned guide. "Room 412, she announced, pointing down a bright corridor tiled in pale green. Carter followed, suit jacket tailored impeccably and shoes clicking on linoleum. He carried a single bouquet of daisies, the simplest flowers he could find to brighten a hospital room. Behind them, nurses and visitors paused, eyes widening at the unlikely pair, the stern CEO and the small girl in her mother's clothes. At room 412, Lily swiped the visitor badge over the scanner. "My mom's nurse," she said, stepping in first. Carter passed the flowers to Lily, who set them gently on the bedside table. Rebecca Bennett lay propped against soft pillows, her chest rising steadily with each breath. Tubes and monitors surrounded her, yet her spirit shone through fatigue. At the door, Carter offered a nod that was both respectful and uncertain. "Rebecca Bennett?" he asked, voice warm but professional. She blinked, then recognition and alarm flickered across her face. "Mr. Carter?" Before she could protest, Carter knelt beside the bed. "Please call me Ethan," he said, offering a hand. "Your daughter gave the best resume presentation I've ever heard." Rebecca's cheeks flushed. She managed a small smile as she sat up straighter. "Lily insisted," she whispered. "I should have called to reschedule." "Not at all," Carter replied. "I'm here because of you. I reviewed your qualifications, and I'd like to offer you the project outreach manager position. And," he added gently, "let me handle these medical expenses." Tears gathered in Rebecca's eyes. She opened her mouth, then closed it, speechless. Lily, standing at the foot of the bed, beamed proudly. After Rebecca accepted the offer, Carter tapped his phone. "Janet, book a car for Ms. Bennett and her daughter. We'll need to arrange childcare and office access." He looked back at Rebecca. "Let's get you home and resting, but I'd like to visit the office next week." Rebecca nodded, voice trembling. "Thank you, Ethan." That afternoon, Carter escorted Lily back to Apex Innovations, explaining the building's layout as they walked. In the lobby, employees who had heard whispers now greeted Lily with smiles and nods. Carter paused to introduce her. "Everyone, this is Lily Bennett. She's our new Chief Inspiration Officer." Laughter rippled through the crowd. He led Lily to his office, where he'd cleared a small desk for her. "This is your spot," he said, placing a stack of picture books and a laptop at child-appropriate height. "Feel free to do your homework here after school." Lily's eyes sparkled. "Really?" "Really?" Carter stepped back, watching her arrange her things with careful precision. He felt an unexpected warmth. Responsibility, yes, but more, a genuine desire to nurture. Later, Carter reviewed department performance metrics with Rebecca, remotely, as she recovered at home. He was struck by her strategic mind, the same clarity Lily had displayed. Every recommendation she made improved efficiency, boosted morale, and aligned with the company's mission to serve communities in need. That evening, as dusk settled over the city, Carter sat at his desk, reviewing Lily's latest feedback, suggestions for healthier cafeteria options, and a quiet corner for parents to visit children during breaks. He realized that the day's events had done more than fill a vacant position. They had begun to reshape the heart of Apex Innovations itself. The question was no longer, what can this company achieve, but how can it care? And in the unexpected partnership between CEO, mother, and child, Ethan Carter sensed a new purpose stirring, one that would challenge every convention he'd ever upheld. Monday morning arrived with storm clouds gathering over the city, an ominous mirror of the tension inside Apex Innovations. Ethan Carter stood outside the boardroom, glancing at his reflection in the polished glass. Today's agenda: formal approval of the new Family Forward initiative, inspired by Lily and Rebecca Bennett. Yet, whispers of resistance had reached his desk overnight, and he sensed that old corporate guard was preparing to strike. Inside, the board members settled around the mahogany table. At the head sat Gerald Hayes, Apex's longest-tenured director, his hawkish gaze fixed on Carter. Rebecca sat a few seats down, shoulders squared but cheeks pale. Lily, clutching her portfolio like a talisman, sat beside her mother, allowed for this unprecedented meeting. Hayes cleared his throat. "Mr. Carter, while your pilot program shows promising metrics, we must consider long-term stability. Concerns have been raised about deviating from our core operational focus." He shot a look at Rebecca. "Moreover, the circumstances of Ms. Bennett's hiring, via her child, raise questions about professional standards." A murmur rippled around the table. Rebecca's jaw tightened. Carter inhaled slowly, stepping forward. "This isn't about emotional anecdotes. Our pilot increased productivity by 18%, reduced turnover by 12%, and improved employee satisfaction across departments. These aren't numbers I invented. Our own HR data confirms them." He tapped a tablet on the table. Charts illuminated the screens. The room grew silent. Hayes leaned forward. Data is one thing, Mr. Carter, but corporate identity is another. Are we a technology innovator or a daycare provider? At that moment, Lily stood. Despite her small height, her voice rang clear. Companies only grow when their people grow. My mom couldn't work without health coverage. Other parents face the same problem every day. She opened her portfolio to reveal handwritten testimonials from employees whose performance had improved under flexible schedules. These stories matter.
Shock swept the board. Rebecca placed a hand on Lily's shoulder, pride and concern warring in her eyes. Carter seized the moment. Family Forward isn't charity, it's strategy. By supporting parents, we unlock untapped potential, boost loyalty, and differentiate ourselves in a competitive market. He turned to Hayes. Respectfully, if we define our identity by fear of change, we risk obsolescence. Innovation requires courage, both technological and cultural. A tense hush followed. Hayes's lips pressed into a thin line. Then James Whitfield, the CFO and Carter's oldest ally, broke the silence. I second the adoption of Family Forward as company policy. The metrics justify it, and we owe it to our workforce to evolve. Hayes's face hardened. Then we must hold a vote. Carter nodded. Proceed. Hands rose one by one. 11 in favor, 2 against. The gavel fell. The initiative passed. A collective exhale rippled through the room. Outside, the storm broke, rain pelting the windows as if applauding. Carter stepped from the boardroom, Rebecca and Lily by his side. He lifted Lily into his arms. You did that, he said softly. Lily grinned, damp curls plastered to her forehead. You just needed someone brave enough to speak. Rebecca slipped an arm around Carter. Thank you for believing in us. He looked at the mother and daughter, their courage, honesty, and determination, and realized that true leadership wasn't about control, but about listening and trusting human potential. Lightning flashed across the skyline as Carter whispered, "This is only the beginning." In that charged moment, as thunder rolled overhead, Apex Innovations embraced a new era, one born from the smallest voice in the room, but destined to echo through every corner of the company and beyond.